Hello kids and cadets, it's Saturday morning and I had just seen this Craftsman 4.75 horsepower mower for sale for $25. Said it ran. It was not very far away, so I went out to check it out. So I asked the owner when it last ran. He said over a year ago that he had gotten a lawn service and this had been sitting in the garage. As you can see, it's got a lot of cobwebs on it. So he also gave me the gas can with it, but he said that gas was over a year old, so I'm not going to use it. So it was actually a bonus day. As I was leaving his neighborhood, I saw this Ryobi grass bag on the side of the road. So I snatched that up. When I'm selling a mower, I often get asked, does it come with a bag? A lot of people want to bag their grass. So this will make for a complete package. If I have a Ryobi without the bag, I can sell it as a package deal. So that was a bonus. So I had checked the oil. It is overfilled a little bit. I'll have to drain, probably just do an oil change on it. The gas tank was nearly empty. I added a little bit of fresh fuel to the tank. It looked like there was a lot of crud floating around in the tank. So I'm going to give this a shot and try to get it started just with that old gas mixed with some fresh gas and see if this starts. If it does, it'll be a success. If not, I'll show you kids how to take these carburetors off and replace the diaphragm. It's the only thing that goes bad on these Briggs-stratton carburetors. So let me prime this 3 or 4 times and see if this thing will start. When you're priming these, the first couple pushes, it'll just be air, and then it'll get harder and harder to push the bulb. Then you know you're pushing fuel into the carburetor. So let's try this thing out. If you could see all the smoke coming out of the muffler. It did start, by the way, so that's a good thing. It was just blowing a lot of smoke at startup, and now it's smoking after the fact. I think that's just because the crankcase is overfilled. I think when I do an oil change and put the correct amount of oil in the crankcase, that'll take care of itself. Right now it's overfilled, so a lot of that oil is going into the cylinder and is being burned off. Always pay attention to your oil level, never overfill it. So let me bring you over to the tailgate here. If this thing hadn't have started, I would have done a quick carburetor rebuild. Let me bring you up so you can see. So I happen to be working on another Briggs-stratton lawnmower. So I've got one taken apart. Once you remove the tank and carburetor from the mower, there's 5 screws that attach the carburetor to the tank. Remove those, and then what you'll find is the diaphragm and the gasket. The rubber gasket goes down first, the paper gasket goes on top. You line up the holes, reinsert your carburetor body on top of the gaskets, and reattach. That's all there is to rebuilding these Briggs-stratton carburetors. You can find these on Fleabay and the Big Jungle Company. I buy them in bulk, like 10 or 20 at a time, since I'm messing around with these on a regular basis. But you can buy single gasket kits. Also, you may find on these plastic carburetors they become warped over time and you won't get a good seal here on the base. So they do actually sell these still. You can find them on those websites I just mentioned. You can buy a whole new carburetor. So they'll give you the gasket kit and also the five new screws with that for a package deal. So these are roughly 10 to 12 bucks each for an aftermarket carburetor. They seem to work pretty well. So that may be an option for you kids and cadets. Do it yourself. Change out the carburetor instead of taking it to the shop. Spend 10 to 12 bucks. It'll take you about 20 minutes to take this whole assembly off. Change out the carburetor with an aftermarket carburetor. Then you're back in business. You can get a couple more years life out of your Briggs-stratton lawnmower. So I'm going to hose this thing down, degrease the deck, clean it up a little bit, check the condition of the air filter, change that as necessary, do an oil change, check condition of the belt, blade, sharpen that as necessary. So this will be a unit that would be in demand. It has the high rear wheels, which makes this easy to push. So let me give you an up close of the product number, model number, and I'm going to put that in the description below. So that was not false advertising when he said it ran. It did run on first pull. I was a little skeptical when it said he sat for a year. I figured I would have to do a carburetor rehab on it, but we got lucky today with this Craftsman 4.75 horsepower 22-inch cut. Well, kids and cadets, I appreciate you coming out and checking out this mower with me. I'm sure I'm going to have some more videos coming up. I got a lot of projects ahead of me, and we're going to tackle them one by one. continue to have a great weekend, and I appreciate you coming out. Like and subscribe if you are enjoying this content. Thanks again.